Hello. Okay, I think we're starting now. Um, Goodness gracious. Okay, by the way, guys, uh, to communicate with me, I know you can type into the browser there for the webinar, but I'd ask that you just go to Facebook, put up your Facebook app. I'm going to do it myself right now. Let's see. I will. I'm going to pull up Facebook and just private message me through Facebook, and then we're going to go through some content for questions and answering and whatnot. It's a little easier for me to do it this way because you'll pop up. I'll be able to answer questions and all that good stuff. Um, let's see, hold on a second. Um, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I know we're going to edit that out. Thank you. For some reason, Jason, I see it. It's like a mirror image. It says Josh Denne, your servant leader, backwards on my screen. Very strange. I'm going to take a picture of this. All right. Okay. Thank you, Jason. I'll send you this. Okay. Anyway, we're getting on this. Let me go through some content here, guys. And again, if you want to message me, Joshua Denne on Facebook, you can just private message me there. I know my friends list is full. I apologize. I will delete somebody and add you. Okay. But for right now, for the sake of time, just questions or anything that you want to know, do that there. All right. Um, okay. There we go. First of all, it's interesting to me to do these webinars the way they're being done, just in this format, because I'm used to more interaction, and because I don't really have any interaction, I'm just kind of just me, and I know you're listening right now. I'm gonna assume I have some, but I want to talk some of the basic stuff. I have some notes here. I'm going to go through some of the notes I have on my phone, but I want to kind of give a general overview, just briefly, of what it means to be successful in secret for you specifically. First and foremost, I want to thank Tracy Zimmer for putting this together. Tracy, by far, is one of the best leaders I've had the privilege of working with. And I say that sincerely. I've been, goodness, 19 years around this profession. I've had the great fortune of working with some really phenomenal people in my career. And so I don't say that lightly when I say Tracy's by far one of the best leaders I've worked with, because it's true. And here's why I say that. One, she's incredibly dedicated to you, to the team. I've never once heard her talk about, why she needs to make money, or she needs to advance, or she needs to do anything other than help the team she feels privileged to work with, which is each and every one of you. And just because of that and her dedication to you, that I say she's by far one of the best leaders, because it's rare. Most of the time, people just care about themselves and advancing themselves and how much money they can make, and how many people they can recruit into their business. And that's not Tracy Zimmer. Tracy Zimmer is a leader that cares about everybody who gets started in the community. She cares about you. She cares about your success. She cares about your future. And she does what she does to make sure that you have every possible opportunity to win. In addition, she is a great example of what to do. She did this part-time. She had no real spillage from above. Spillage is a generic network marketing term, meaning that her upline gave her a bunch of recruits. That didn't happen for her. She had to build both of her lines of sponsorship. She didn't get anything special, anything extra. She did like everybody, like myself and other leaders. She came in and just really built it, which is amazing. There's a lot of times people get into a business, and because they have a strong leader above them, they end up recruiting a lot of people into their downline. And of course, that's a tremendous benefit. If you have someone who does that, your ability to succeed faster is there. That doesn't necessarily make the difference between someone winning and losing. In fact, it doesn't really at all. It's still you still have to put in the effort, but it can be a help. Tracy didn't get that. Tracy instead, built the business with the team that she brought to the table. So she is one of the people that when she says, "Hey, this is what you do," she can say that with authority because that's what she did to build her business. And she's done it the right way. She's done it with love, with courtesy, with respect, everything I just mentioned before. So all of that said, she is a phenomenal leader. And of course, we're not doing this webinar to praise Tracy. We're doing this webinar for you. This is a call to action call, so to speak. And what I want to do before we do the call to action is to share with you the parameters that this business really, like the parameters that fall within this business, okay? So I kind of stumble through my words a little bit, but I want you to know that this business can be predictable if you follow a very basic pattern, okay? This pattern is simple. It's very simple. However, it's difficult to do because it's boring and it takes a lot of effort and you get a lot of no's and, the human elements there, meaning that, people are going to say all manner of things and you just kind of have to deal with it and move forward. So let me talk about the parameters. What we do. Number one, you have to really decide what it is you want in your life. Okay? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that crazy, but you have to determine what you want. What are you doing this for? Are you doing this for your family? Are you doing this for your kids? Okay, great. What does that look like? What is it specifically? Meaning what I'm trying to do is replace both me and my husband's income or both me and my wife's income or whatever. Okay, you want to replace the incomes that your dual household's making, or maybe it's only one, replace it so you can be at home with your family full time. Maybe it's you want to double your income. Why? So you can have the quality of life, you can travel more, you have retirement taken care of, you're out of debt. Whatever it is, be very clear on it, write it all down, okay, and visualize yourself obtaining that on a consistent basis. That's number one. You may say, Josh, why does that matter? Because it's the destination on the map. If you and I are going to plan on going somewhere and we don't really have a map, number one, it's going to be hard to get there. Number two, if we don't, well, actually, say number one, if we don't have a destination, we don't know where we're going, well, then any road will get us there. You don't know where you're going, any path is the right path. Why? Because you don't really have a destination. And that's how most people live their entire lives. They don't have a destination. They don't know where they're going. They have an idea of what they think they want or what their destination may be, but they haven't really spent enough time writing it down, being focused on what it is that their destination is going to look like. So again, all the rest of it doesn't matter as much. So be clear on what you want. Now, you can always increase the goal. You can always add more to it. You can always put more destinations on the map and go there, but you got to start with one. Start with one. Maybe it's simple. I want to make $10,000 a month in my secret business because that $10,000 a month is going to get me out of debt. It's going to give me a vacation program. Is going to pay for my kids' braces or take care of the schooling for my child or save enough for college when they come of age. I don't know, something. Put that. So very simple, something like that. Now that's a destination. Great. Now what do we need to do? Number two is we could have put the plan in place to make that happen. That's the map, the kind of the GPS, if you will. We got to go this way to get there. Okay? What that is simple. We got to have a daily method of operation that we do. In order to get there at a certain time frame, and I think that's important, is you got to allocate time to get there. Obviously, the more time you allocate every day, the faster you're going to get to where you want to go. So I would say if you're part-time, 10 hours a week is probably minimum. You could probably get away with a little less, but I wouldn't do less than that. 10 hours a week. We're talking 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. You can carve that out. You may have to decide what you need to sacrifice in return for what it is you want. Okay, now I feel like I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but bear with me. You pick what you want. You may have to sacrifice some stuff. Some people don't because you just don't have the time or whatever. But you may have to sacrifice a particular show that you like to watch every night, or a particular activity that you do that's a hobby. Okay, sacrifice that for a period of time so you can get to where you want to go. Whatever that is. All right. Now, once you've done that, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. Jade's saying you can always message Jade or Tracy, and they can copy and paste it for me too if you want to deliver questions that way. Thanks, Jade. Appreciate that. Anyway, you may have to sacrifice something to get what you want, but regardless, you have to allocate time. Have to. Okay, it's imperative, or you're not going to get there. Some people, I've heard people say, well, I put like 2 hours a week in. Well, I don't expect much. This can be a hobby for you. 2 hours a week is not going to cut it. Now, you can eventually go to 2 hours a week, 1 hour a week, or no hours a week once you've made it to where you want to go. But in the meantime, look, if you're doing less than 10 hours a week, you're not even doing the business. Don't kid yourself. I mean, have fun with it. It's a great social club, and lots of friends here. And you can make a little part-time spare money, but for you to build a real business of any significant value, you're doing less than 10 hours. This can be very difficult. Okay? Now, in addition to your daily allocated time, again, you can take 2 days off a week if you like. I would recommend 1 day a week, at least until you get to where you want to go, but 5 days is sufficient, at least 2 hours a week, 10 hours a week, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. That would be my minimum, absolute bare bones minimum. Now, you have to set another time element in place, which is the amount of months and amount of years you're going to do that for. Okay, in order to achieve any real financial independence, consistent residual income, you're talking 3 to 5 years consistently. Okay, that's pretty much an average. Could it be done faster? Sure it could, if you work harder and you put more time in. But on average, part-time, 3 to 5 years is about average of consistent effort. Now, I'm going to talk about the effort here in a moment, but understand, this is the rarest thing I've ever seen. Reason why most people don't succeed the way they want to is they make the goal, so they have the destination, they make the plan, they set aside some time, but they don't do the real work that it takes to get to where they want to go. And they're typically, sporadic. They may go a couple weeks or a couple months hard, and then a couple months later, they haven't done anything. And then they get back on it. They do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, they don't do anything. Again, this is not how it's going to work either. I liken this to exercise. If you want to achieve a certain fitness goal, you can't do it that kind of sporadicness. It has to be consistent over a period of time. I'm sure you'd agree with that. Okay, now again, I'm talking a lot about these philosophies, but look, without this, you're not going to get to where you want to go. The good news is with this stuff and what I'm about to share, you can make whatever it is you want. You want to make a good part-time income of a couple $1,000s a month? No problem. A couple $1,000s a week? No problem. A couple extra $1,000s a day? Well, no problem. Going to take some effort for sure, but it's available to you if you decide to do it. And what I mean by that is not only decide, okay, but commitment, I've heard, is doing the thing you said you would do long after the emotion The mood that you were in when you said it, when you committed, has passed. And we all know what I'm talking about here. You know, you get all excited, you make a commitment, and then you just don't feel like it a week later because, you know, this happens, that happens, you know, in a fight with the spouse, someone quits, a person you thought for sure was going to do it says no, your kids are acting strange. You know, this excuses go on and on and on. But the reality is, keeping the commitment, regardless of the outside circumstances, is the defining factor of whether you'll make it or not. Okay? That's it. And again, how strong is your reason to get to where you want to go? How strong is your destination? What is it for you? That should pull you through the obstacles that you will invariably encounter along the way. Okay, now with all that said, what is the work? That's the simple part. Also the hard part. That's getting in front of people every day, sharing the secret products, putting them on them, sharing the opportunity, the vision of where we're going, asking for participation, inviting them to an event, and then finding out who they know and repeating the process. That's what we do, folks. That's all we do. We do that consistently, okay? Without doing that, please don't expect to win. Please don't expect to succeed, okay? Now let me go through some of my notes. Okay. All right. By the way, like anything worthwhile, it's going to take time. I'm sure you all know that. The good news is you're in the window of time that if you participate with this now and really put in the effort now, you can make a fortune. In fact, your time today invested in this business now is far more valuable than waiting. Just an hour of your time invested today can be worth as much as 10 hours or 100 hours just 2 years from now. What do I mean by that? Meaning that it can take you 10 hours a year from now or 100 hours a year from now to accomplish the same exact thing as you can accomplish in just 1 hour today. It's called timing, okay? Timing, and it's a vital aspect of success in anything. Usually I use the example of Apple stock. You're online right now, you can go and look up the Apple ticker symbol, you know, Apple, right? The APPL, I believe. And you can look it up. And in August of 2004, in fact, since we're online, let me do that now, because this is awesome. Wish I could probably screen share with you guys. I love this. Let me pull this up right now. All right. Yep, August 2004. Let's see. It was $4.81. Right, no, that's not right. Okay. Change. Okay, I'll probably use this analogy later. But anyway, if you can look it up, you can see it. You can see the difference. August 2004, or just any time in you know, between any time in 2004, really, anytime 2004. Before it blew up. January 2005, it had a nice peak, and then it exploded. You know, today the stock is trading at let's see, what is it? 98.12. Did it's after hours? Did it split? I can't pull it up. Anyway, the point is, when you do the math, $100,000 would have yielded about $40 million. Okay, today, I don't know if that's possible, but my point is that the dollars invested then were far more valuable than the dollars invested today because of the yield. The yield, the return on that investment. Your ability to get maximum yield, maximum return for your investment today is insane, guys. Secret will be a multi-billion-dollar company. Secret will be like what everyone hears Avon. You've heard of Avon for years. I have, a 100-year-old corporation. They've created millionaires, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of millionaires. They do, I don't know, $12 billion a year. Secret will be like that very soon. Okay, in the next 5-10 years, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever, Secret will be at the top of the charts. So that means that right now, you have every advantage to position yourself, to gain pole position, to ride that financial wave, provided you do the effort over the next few years. And then you can step back and be done. Be done, meaning like you don't even have to show up anymore. Do nothing. And you'll be making money month in, month out for the people who are customers that you've been able to acquire. Okay, so let's go to my let's go to my notes finally. Let's see. Okay, the basics just seems. Okay, let me talk about this. Okay, in the WOW parties, all right, it is imperative that you don't leave out the opportunity. Sell the opportunity, folks. Sell it. You know, promote it. Promote the opportunity. Hold on, my wife's blowing me up. Give me a second. Okay, that's my wife. All right. Sorry about this, guys. Okay. Okay. We got to promote the opportunity every single time. You know, and even if you don't feel comfortable about it, here's the deal: you're leaving so much money on the table by not promoting the opportunity. At least let people know about it. You don't have to try to recruit them or push them into the business, but at least let them know it's available. Share it with them. You could play the compensation video for them. Say, look, if you decide to participate with the business, here's what's on the table. Here's what you can make doing that. You can invite them all to the webinar on Wednesday night. We do a recruiting webinar where they can hear about it, hear about the opportunity in a little bit more detail. But no matter what, share the business opportunity with them. Share with them, you know, what they have the ability to do and what they have the ability to earn. You know, make sure you don't leave that money on the table. And then, most importantly, from that WOW party, book others. Book others. Okay? I tell you what, no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm sitting down with someone, I'm doing a WOW party, I'm doing whatever, I'm always promoting the events. I'm sure those of you who've been to the event, you know what it does to the mind. And again, the next event, is it going to be better? For sure. Is it going to be insane? I tell you, I just came out of the cabinet meeting. So those of you that were on that call just recently, it's going to be unbelievable. But is it unbelievable it's going to be? It's not going to matter unless you have an army of people with you, okay? Now, the first and most important person to be there is you. So no matter what, you got to be there. But then, now you made the commitment, you're going to go no matter what. Make sure you have people with you. Well, how do you get people with you? Talk about it. Talk about it everywhere you go. Talk about it at those WOW parties. You never know. Let me tell you a quick story. how I really launched my business and the career of networking in the beginning was I had a philosophy that I always had to meet the next person. Okay, so I would sit down with someone, I show my opportunity, right, asking for participation, promote the next event, and find out who they know. Okay, so there was a guy named Ryan, and I was broke. I had no money. I was frustrated, but I'm on this mission, right? And so I'm talking to Ryan, and I kind of pretty much ran out of all my friends, right? I have no one really to talk to, so I always had to get to the next person. Ryan had just moved from Illinois to California, where I was living at the time, and he was in IT work, and so he didn't really know anybody. So he said, "Look, all my friends are in Illinois." I'm like, "Okay, well, we got to go talk to them." So I spent the last of my money on a ticket to go to Illinois. I had no food, so I packed with me a few changes of clothes. I remember I had these overstuffed suit jackets that I got from a thrift store to try to look professional. I had a bunch of the powdered shake mix stuff I got from a friend of mine who owned a Max Muscle, so he gave me a bunch of that stuff. I had sandwiches and a jar of peanut butter, or a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter. That's what I had to live on for about a week. So I flew out there for a week, and there was a conference in Ohio, in Cleveland. Okay, that was going to be at the end of that week. And my mission was to fly to Illinois, meet everyone Ryan knew, and find some people who wanted to go to this conference with me. Okay, that was the mission. Why? Because I knew if they went to the conference, the convention, they were going to get excited and want to do the business. I had to talk to somebody. Didn't know who to talk to. Ryan had friends in Illinois. I live in California. I want you to understand this now. So I get in a plane. I fly out to Illinois with Ryan M. Okay, we start talking to people. And my whole mission was, let's go talk to people. I don't know how many people we talked to. Some of them we sold our product to. Some of them we talked about we talked to everyone about the business. I don't remember anyone else getting involved. In fact, I think only maybe 2 people signed up. We went and saw, I think, 20 or 30 people. On the last night, now again, the mission was to get people to this conference. No luck, no nothing. It's been a week. I'm freaking out. I'm going, dude, what am I doing? But I held the faith. And I meet someone that night at a bar in the Midwest. Her name was Misty, and it was her birthday, and it happened to be Ryan's ex-girlfriend. Okay, so it wasn't like the best situation for him, but she was there celebrating her birthday. We happened to meet, and her brother Chad and I became friends. Her brother Chad showed up to celebrate the birthday. Chad and I start talking, and I'll never forget it. I told him about the business. He got excited, and I told him about what was going to happen. You know, I sold this event, how these people were achieving success, and that I was going to be like them. I was going to be with them, and it was in Cleveland. And, man, if he really wanted to achieve success, he had to go to Cleveland, Ohio. Now, this is the next day. This is happening. We're leaving the next day to go to Cleveland. And so, you know, he basically says, you know, I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I'll think about it. And but he kind of gets excited. The next day before we leave, Misty calls me and says, you know what, I heard what you're talking about with Chad. I think I'm interested. You know, I'm a single mom. I want to, you know, I want to do better in my life. I heard you talking to my brother. I think I want to go. And I said, okay, well, this is the time we're leaving. And she put me back on the phone with Chad. He made a decision at the last second to go. And me, Ryan, Chad, and Misty drove from Bloomington, Illinois, over to Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, once we got to that event, they got so excited, I started talking to all the people they knew, all the way back on that, whatever, 7-8 hour drive from Cleveland back to Bloomington. I extended my plane trip another 3 days, and I stayed there. We ended up recruiting like 30 people in those 2 days. And that organization exploded. You know, Chad and Misty are very successful today in their prospective network marketing companies. They're in other companies. Sadly, I wish they were here with me. Great friends of mine. Chad, I think, is making about 40 grand a month. Misty's making about 15. They're doing great. You know, but back then when we built the business, that's how it happened. That's what happened. So let me bring this back to what's going to happen for you. You don't know. I had no clue whether Chad and Misty, I didn't know. I thought for a fact, you know, that it was going to be, you know, the first few people I talked to. I had no idea. By the way, how I met Ryan was through a guy named Ted Lomberg. I met Ted through a gal named Tabitha Bacot. Okay? Tabitha was a pilot, or she was trying to be a pilot. Okay? I met her. How did I meet her? Goodness gracious. I can't remember. It'll come to me later. But anyway, all my lines of sponsorship, I met someone who met somebody who met somebody who met somebody who met somebody. In every aspect, I've been there. You know how much that you're passing acres of diamonds, my friends. Acres of diamonds. Every wild party you get into, every person you talk to knows someone who wants to do this business, who will do this business, someone who become one of your top players. But you got to be willing to pay the price. You got to be willing to get in the living rooms, talk to the people, sell the vision of the opportunity, find out who they know, and repeat the process and get everyone to the events. I know that may sound elementary. I know, because I remember hearing this when I was new, and I just didn't comprehend it until later. Because it sounds so simple, doesn't it? You're like, God, Josh, it can't be that simple. It is. It truly, truly is. I've made millions of dollars doing that. Millions. Even hearing my own voice, I can't comprehend that that's happened. But it has, and it's happened for everybody who's done it. And it can happen for you. You just got to be willing to do it. Pay the price now. Make it happen. Be excited. Be enthusiastic the entire time. You can't allow the negative thoughts to enter the brain anymore. Okay, you got to be like, stand guard at your heart. Stand guard at your heart. Now, how do you do that? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Listen to positive material nonstop. Put good quality material into the brain nonstop. Get earbuds. Listen to Think and Grow Rich on audio. Listen to Anthony Robbins on audio. Listen to Jim Rohn. He's got a ton of good content. Like, plug it into the brain so much that all that's coming out of you is positive. Okay, I'm just telling you, be enthusiastic, be excited. It would fuel me thinking about my future, thinking about what I was going to be able to do for my family, how they were going to be able to live better, because I was willing to pay this price. You can do it too. I know it. I've seen it happen for so many people. My friends, you've just got to make that decision. Again, we're behind computers right now, and you're getting some content right now. I love leveraging the technology like this. But listen, get out of the house and go meet people. Go put product on them, okay? Talking about the opportunity. Okay, these tools are for the people that are too far for you to talk to in person. Then get them on a webinar like we're going to do on Wednesday night, and we're going to share it with them. But ultimately, you got to get in front of them, okay? You got to get some product on them, all right? What is part-time? Yeah. Again, 10 hours a week is part-time, okay? Minimum. Okay. I've pretty much gone through most of my notes here. Look, if you go out with positive expectancy, meaning I positively expect the next person to talk to that's going to be, a crown royal in this business, and I do it every single time, or most people aren't. I can't do anything about that, but I'm going to keep talking to them, keep talking to them, keep talking to them until I find the people that are like you, that are like me, that get it, that want it, that are willing to do it. Okay? So, with that said, guys, let's open it up to questions. That's my content. I can recap it real quick. Make sure you have a goal, right? Know where you're going. Have that vision clear. Visualize it daily. And again, with the positive expectancy, plug in quality content into your ears nonstop, okay? Just make sure you're constantly putting good quality information into your head. You have the destination you want to go. You're allocated a set amount of time that you're going to do it. You know it's going to take 3 to 5 years or more, but typically that's about average. You made that commitment. You've drawn the line in the sand saying, I'm going to go there. You've allocated that time, and during that time, okay, you are getting information in front of people. Okay, you're getting in front of someone new. What do? You're going to share the products. You're going to share the vision of the opportunity. You're going to ask for participation, how they want to participate. Retail preferred customer agent. Okay, don't leave out the opportunity. Right? You're going to promote an event, whether it be the webinar and I'd be promoting Revolution every single chance you get. Revolution, 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 revolution. Every single day, all the time, you're promoting that. And then finally, last but not least, you are going to find out who they know. Who's your best friend? Go talk to them, repeat the process. And you're going to keep doing this in that time you have allocated until you get to where you want to go. Okay, you're going to make sure you show up to everything and everything we just mentioned. Okay, good. Now, questions. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit up Tracy. Hit up Jade, and let's go through this stuff. Or text message me if you have my cell phone number. That's fine too. I don't see any messages. I hope this helps. Okay, finally, revolution, folks. You got to be there. Number one, make sure if you're not registered, get registered tonight. Okay, there's something that happens when you personally make a commitment to register. Something that I can't describe. It's just you've made a commitment. Register. Okay, register. Make a goal to be on that leaderboard with the person who has the most people there. I assure you, if you have the most people at that event, you're going to win the most. Just you got to get people to see it like you see it. It's like getting to watch a movie. You have everyone watch that same movie with you. The only difference is this movie can make you a fortune. I mean, for real. Okay, so number one, get registered if you're not registered. Make your plans to go. There's going to be a silver and above leadership meeting. You don't want to miss this. 1 o'clock on Thursday. You may be brand new. You say, Josh, I just signed up yesterday. Great. Make a goal to be silver by this event. Book your plane ticket so you're there Thursday morning so you don't miss this event. Okay, this is going to be a life-changing event for sure. Okay, you want to have that quality content. Do whatever it takes. Become a silver and get to that event. Okay. Questions? Questions. Maybe Tracy, are you on this webinar, Tracy? Maybe we can do some interview stuff here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know we're already about 36 minutes in, but Lindsay. All right. Lindsay has sent me a message. Would you rather give people samples or put them on them instead when you're out and about? Because I've done samples and nothing. Would you think it's better just to put it on the people at that time? You know what? Absolutely, Lindsay. If you have the opportunity to have them experience it right then and there, far more better than giving them a sample. In fact, I don't recommend handing samples out to anybody. The only reason I use samples is if they're far away from me. They're hours and hours or a flight away where I can't drive to them. Then I'm going to deliver information, send them a sample, and I'm going to call them over the phone or do a webinar like this where I can interact, maybe like a FaceTime or a Skype, so I can show them how to use the products. Okay, it's vital that you try it. You know, you and I have been to trade shows probably before where you go collect samples from people, right? Or maybe go to the mall. They're always handing out samples. You know, it doesn't work that much, handing samples out. What works is getting the information into the brain and then walking them through the experience of the product. That's what works. So that's what I would do. Okay. Anyone else? Tracy, do you have any questions? Okay, Tracy. Yay. By the way, I'm very grateful all of you have taken time out of your busy lives to be on this call. I want to provide the most value for you. I know if you really follow the advice, you'll succeed. I mean, I have no doubt. So I just want you to do it, okay? For your success. You deserve it. Your family deserves it. And I know some of you who really take this serious, you're going to achieve a lifestyle it's hard to even describe. Believe me. I mean, the lifestyle that I live today is amazing. But it's nowhere near where I'm going. Where I live in my mind is so far better than where it is today. I mean, it's just, you have to create it up here, and then you have to work for it every day. And I know you have the ability. You do. It's just whether you decide to do it or not. That's the only question. Okay? Anyway. All right. No questions so far? All right. Ask for someone. Okay. I have hit a rank and fell below that rank. How do I get myself back up? All right, good question. Number one, it's a psychology thing. So I am not doing this for rank. I don't know about you, but I could care less what you call me. Call me a wibble wobble, a silver, a blue, a diamond, a nugget, a rock. I don't really care. I'm doing this for my family, okay? That's what I'm doing this for. I suspect you are too. So the rank is irrelevant in my mind. All I'm going to do is I'm going to keep repeating the process until I achieve my goal. So the rank is kind of a way to gauge your activity. Okay, I rarely ever look at it, okay, because sometimes it can be discouraging. You're like, man, I'm not where I want to be, or I was up here and now I'm here. You know, look, in life and everything, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be an ebb and flow, okay, ebb and flow, and hopefully you're gonna be ebb and flowing, continually going in the positive direction. So it's kind of like this, right, on your screen, up and down, 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 and then up here, okay? But you're still going to have the ebbs up here. You just don't want it to be down here anymore, right? You don't want to be like this, okay? Now, again, what's going to do that for you? It's constantly looking at your goals, where you want to go, and doing the work consistently for 3 to 5 years without looking up. I'm telling you, my first 2 years, I didn't look at anything. You ask the people who were around me, it was solid focus. And again, if I look back on it, it was discouraging. Everyone around me was making more money than me. A lot of people I brought on the business were making more money than me. I was like a low rank in the company, okay? I wasn't doing all that well, but I didn't look at that. I looked at what I was building. I knew what was happening. I knew the roots were growing deep. And when the root system was complete, bam, that thing was going to shoot up. And I stayed focused on that until it became a reality, okay? And I know it can be deflating. I get it. But look, you can't afford to look at that. You can't, okay? You just can't. Look at the future of where you want to go and be consistent, okay? Now, how do we start wow parties when I don't know anyone where I live? Well, that's a good question. Start meeting people. I don't mean that to sound condescending, but look, this is a people business. Get out of the house and meet people. Go meet people. Say hi. How you doing? My name is. Your name is. What do you do? Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. Go join networking groups. Business Networkers International, Toastmasters. There's all sorts of networking groups in your area where you can meet people. Take a college course. Find a way to meet people. You need to get in front of people and talk to them, okay? And then book a wow party for them, okay? Or, invite your neighbors. If you like your neighbors. If you don't like your neighbors, find neighbors you like, okay? All right. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you for that kind comment. I really appreciate it. Very nice of you. Okay. Let me. Okay, email. Go to my email. I think someone emailed me some questions, so let me go there.
Technology is stupid, but amazing at the same time.
Let's see here. When you see someone in your organization going off the secret system, how do you bring them back onto the system? That's a good question as well. Let me get to that in 1 minute. So this email thing. Okay, good. When you see someone going off the system, how do you get them back on? Look, for me, I'm always going to go back to why they started the business in the first place. What do they want? And then I'll remind them, look, you really want that. This is how we get there. This is the system that we follow. Another thing I do is I find someone else that they respect. If they respect, if they respect me, or they respect whoever, Isaac. I say, I'll use them as an example. I'll say, any of the cabinet ambassadors, say, look, these are the people that have achieved success, and this is what they say how to achieve success. And I'll use someone else. I use third party. Additionally, I'll use three-way calls. Put me on the phone, put Josh on the phone, Wiles, put Tracy on the phone, put anybody else on the phone. I always use third party. Third party is your most precious tool, because sometimes with our friends and the people closest to us, it's hard for us to coach them or teach them because they don't really listen to us that well. Even my friends, guys, people that I know well that are my friends, they don't listen to me. Now, it's not like how dare they not listen to me, but it does boggle my mind. I've made almost $10 million doing this. I kind of know what I'm doing. $10 million, and they don't listen to me. And they haven't even made 100,000. I drives me crazy. But you know what? I just know it is what it is. And rather than trying to say, well, you should listen to me, I just say, listen, you know what? Let me talk you to Josh. Let me introduce you to to John. Let me introduce you to Tiffany. Let me introduce you to Casey. I introduce you to as many other people as I can that'll help reinforce the message I'm trying to give them. Okay? So hope that helps. Another question. How do your weeks to even out? I know a lot of us have huge weeks and then nothing the next week. Is that just the name of the game? Oh, Chelsea, thank you. You're amazing too. Look, again, you're going to have the ebb and flows like I talked about, but how to have evened out weeks is just stay consistent with your activity. That's the biggest way. Stay consistent with your activity. Again, what it looks like is my goal to get to where I wanted to go was I had to see 10 people a day. Now, I rarely hit that goal. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to, but I rarely missed a day where I didn't talk to at least 4 people, 4 new human beings about Secret. I did that pitch 4 times a day, every day. Now, my goal was 10. Sometimes I hit more than 10, but that wasn't often. Okay, most of the time it was, the average I'd say was about 4 to 5. Okay, but minimum was 4. And I got in front of them. And again, that was full time. You may not be able to do that, but set that goal and you get in front of them every day. I can even out my money and my weeks by making sure I'm consistent with my my activity. Okay. Again, your report card should always be convention to convention. How many human beings do you have with you at this convention? Okay, that's starting grounds. Then everything you do in between that convention and the following convention, how many more people are with you at that convention? You should always be growing that number. Now, don't be discouraged if you haven't. Some of you go, well, I had this many people, and it's gone backwards. I'm a bad leader. Well, no, you're a leader. You just have things to learn. That's okay. Look, I was horrible at this business for years. Years. Horrible. Horrible. Like, horrible. Okay, I couldn't recruit anybody. And I was always me just showing up by myself. But all of that was helping me become who I needed to become to get to where I needed to go. So just understand that every one of us has a certain price we need to pay. Every one of us has a certain path we need to be on to get to where it is we want to go. Don't be mad at the process. Embrace the process. Be consistent and know ultimately you'll get to where you want to go. But again, that's how you measure this. You measure your ranking, yes, but you measure it by how many people are with you at each event. Okay? That's how you know you're growing. Anyway. I think we're wrapping this up. I'll stay on here for just a few more minutes.
Now or never, guys. It's still blurry. It's good.
Okay. Well, I think we're good. Look, you can always private message me, guys. I'm not on Facebook that much, so if it takes me a while to get back to you, please forgive me. I will eventually, for sure. For whatever reason, if it's been like a week and you haven't heard from me, send it to me again, okay? I have a tremendous amount you're funny. I have a tremendous amount of inbound, so sometimes things do get lost in the shuffle. Forgive me. I'm human. I do love you. I value you. I know you're important, so just be persistent with me. You're not bugging me. It's my job to help you, but just the squeaky wheel gets the oil, so to speak, so don't feel bad to squeak away and get me information, and forgive me for asking that of you, but please do, because sometimes it takes a while for me to get to everybody. But again, the people I pay attention to are twofold. One, the people who really produce, who go out and do it and do it and do it and do it and do it. Those are the people at the top of my list always. The second are the people who are persistent with me. you know, or just getting information in front of me nonstop and not taking it personal that I don't get back to them right away. Okay, because I know you're busy. I'm busy too. Unfortunately, I just got so much inbound that it takes a while. So anyway, you get that. I think we're good. I don't have any more questions coming in through text or email or Facebook. So let's see here. Okay. Well, let's get back to basics, guys. Let's make it happen. I love you all. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you at Revolution. We're gonna have a blast. God bless, and have a wonderful night.